In this tutorial, you'll see how to knit the cross stitch made of extended loops. To work this stitch pattern, cast on multiples of 8 plus 2 for the edge stitches. The pattern repeat is 8 stitches on a row and 12 rows. This is the right side of my swatch, and this is its wrong side. Let's begin knitting. I cast on 18 stitches. The pattern takes 16 stitches. 2 stitches, the first one and the last one, are the 8 stitches. In the first 4 rows, I'll be knitting all stitches. So, first row, right side. Slip the first edge stitch purlwise. Then knit each stitch until you reach the last one. Knit into the next stitch and purl the last edge stitch to complete the row. The first row is made. Turn the work and begin knitting the second row. Slip the edge stitch purlwise and knit all stitches until you reach the last edge stitch. And then purl the last edge stitch to complete this row. Continue, complete this second row and knit 2 more rows the same way. Here I made 4 rows of garter stitch. I knitted all the stitches on the right and on the wrong side rows. Now let's begin the next 5th row. Slip the edge stitch purlwise. Then knit into the next stitch, wrapping the yarn around the needle 5 times. Insert the needle into the stitch as if to knit. But instead of taking the yarn and pulling it through, wrap the working yarn around the working needle 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5. And now pull the working needle with all these wraps through the stitch. And wrap up the stitch on the main needle. Repeat the same, working through in each stitch across the row. Insert the needle through the next stitch as you are going to knit. Wrap the working yarn around the needle 5 times. 4 and 5. Then pull these wraps through the stitch and wrap up the stitch on the main needle. Again, knit the next stitch, wrapping the yarn around the needle 5 times. 3, 4, 5. Pull them through the stitch and wrap up the stitch. Repeat, knit the next stitch the same way. 4 and 5. Continue working this way until you reach the last edge stitch. Let's complete this row 5 together and begin the next one. Knit into the next stitch the same way, make 5 wraps. Pull all these wraps through the stitch and wrap up the stitch on the main needle. Purl the last edge stitch to complete the row. We've completed row 5. Turn the work and begin knitting row 6. Slip the edge stitch on the beginning. Then slip this next stitch purlwise, dropping off all the wraps. You see we've just created a long stitch on the working needle. Continue and do the same with the next 7 stitches. Slip the next stitch purlwise and drop off all the rubs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last one, 7. On the working needle we have the 8 stitch and 8 long stitches. Now we need to divide these 8 stitches into 2 groups of 4 and cross these 2 groups. To do this, keep the first 4 stitches that are on the working needle and with the main needle pick up the next 4 stitches like this. Hold them on the needle and with the working needle pull the first 4 stitches through this second group of 4. Here, as you can see, we've created a cross of 2 groups of loops. Now continue, bring the 4 long stitches that are on the working needle back onto the main needle. Try to keep them in the right order. 1, and here is my second long stitch. Now, having all 8 stitches on the main needle, I'm going to knit them. On the working needle we have the 8 stitch, then continue knit these 8 stitches in this new order. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last one, 8. Here on the working needle we can see the crossed long stitches. Now continue, repeat the same with the next 8 stitches. Slip the next 8 stitches purlwise, drop in the rubs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last one, 8. Here are our long loops. Now with the main needle pick up the second group of 4 loops. Skip the first 4 long loops and take the next 4. And now with the working needle pass the first 4 loops through the second group of 4. We've created a cross of these groups. Now bring the long loops from the working needle to the main one. And again, try to keep them in the right order. And now knit into these long stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To complete this row, purl the last H stitch. Row 6 is made. Now turn and begin knitting the next row, row 7. In the next 4 rows, these are rows 7, 8, 9, and 10, work the garter stitch. Knit all the stitches. For the H, slip the first stitch purlwise and purl the last one in every row. Keep working for the next 4 rows. Here I completed 4 rows of garter stitch. Now work row 11. Begin by slipping the H stitch purlwise, then knit each stitch, rubbing the yarn around the working needle 5 times. Insert the needle, rub the yarn around 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull it through the stitch and drop off the stitch. Repeat again, knit into the next stitch, rub the yarn around the needle 5 times. 3, 4, 5. Again, knit into the next stitch, making 5 rubs. 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue the same till you reach the last stitch. Let's complete this row together. Knit into the next stitch, making 5 rubs. And purl the last H stitch. Row 11 is made. Turn to begin row 12. Slip the H stitch on the beginning. Then slip the next 4 stitches purlwise, dropping off all of the rubs. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've created 4 long loops. Now skip the first 2 long loops and with the main needle take the 3rd and the 4th loop and pass them over the first 2. Here is the cross made of 2 groups of 2 loops. Now bring 2 loops on the working needle back onto the main needle, keeping them in the right order, and knit into these 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then continue, slip the next 8 stitches purlwise the same way, dropping off the rubs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last one, 8. Now do as we did in row 6. Make a cross of 2 groups of 4 loops. Take 4 loops and pass it over the first 4. Now bring the 4 long loops from the working needle back onto the main needle. Make sure that they are in the right order. And now knit this 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The cross is ready. Continue, we have 4 more long stitches to work with. Slip the next 4 stitches purlwise, dropping off all the rubs. Now with the main needle, pass the second pair of long loops over the first one and hold them on the main needle. Then bring 2 long loops from the working needle to the main needle and knit these 4 long stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. To complete the row, purl the last H stitch. Here we made 12 rows of cross stitch. This is our pattern repeat. I remind you that to work this stitch pattern, cast on multiples of 8 stitches plus 2 for the 8 stitches. The pattern repeat is 8 stitches on a row and 12 rows. The next row, work as the first one and continue until you reach the desired length. This is the right side of my swatch, and from the other side it looks the same beautiful. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to our channel for more free tutorials.